Welcome, everyone, to episode number 36 of Talkin Kentucky. I think this is number 36. Is that right, Caden? Is this 36?
I don't keep track anymore. I just show up Thursdays at 7.
Okay, cool. Well, I think I'm getting that way too because I don't know what number this is, but I think it's 36. We're to that point where we've done so many episodes we don't even know what number it is anymore. So I think that's a good thing. Yeah. I would say. But anyway, we're happy to be joined today by Morgan Bay for the first time in quite a while. First time since this summer. I think it was episode number 10 was the last time Morgan was on. So needless to say, a lot's happened since then. But Morgan, I've been wanting to have you back on for a while because Caden Morgan's a natural at this.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a while. I think you're right. The last time was around summer, probably episode 10. It was one of your very first. I think we were picking the intro song then,
which has turned out to be a big hit. I mean,
yeah,
Guts and Bourbon, it sums up Kentucky. It just sounds perfect. It sounds right, and I think everyone loves it.
I had a happy hour at work, already had 2 glasses of bourbon, so fits right there with the theme.
I need that this week. I have not had a happy hour at work today. I think that's after this. And it's not at work, it's at home. But anyway, yeah, Guts and Bourbon, man, it's turned out to be a good theme song. I don't really know why we didn't just go with that initially. I think Caden sent me that song like as an option from day one, and I don't ever know why we didn't pick that in the first place. I think that would have been a good idea, actually.
And it's free.
That's the best part. Did we pay a subscription to get down home?
No, it was a free trial, but we had to do something once the free trial ran out, and Morgan helped us pick this incredible intro.
Yeah,
there we go.
Didn't fit the budget. That's right. We already got some people in the comments today. We got Claude, David Holmes, Brad Harvey, all kinds of people in the comments. So we appreciate that, and thanks for watching and everything. Caden, it's and Morgan, whoever wants to chime in. It's National Peanut Brittle Day today. I cannot participate because that would kill me. But Caden, Morgan, do you like peanut brittle?
Jeez, I don't know. I don't think I've had peanut brittle in a long time.
So you have had it before?
I think, if I had to make a bet, I've probably had peanut brittle in my life. But, if I was able to place or talk about that moment, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I can't say I've had peanut brittle, so I'm indifferent on that.
You haven't had peanut brittle? Well,
I think so.
Something else, speaking of don't have, it's National Spouses Day. I think, Morgan, you're the only one that can partake in that one.
Yeah, I'm locked in for life.
What's that like? Yeah, you like UK athletics so much you married one. Is that right?
That's right. That's right. I love UK. I love UK athletics so much that I married a UK athlete. So my wife Elena swam at UK for 4 years. She actually just brought me some water, and on the back of it, look right there.
Oh, there you go.
Look at that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So we're a big UK household, obviously.
Hey, Brad Harvey in the comments said he got rid of his. He's talking about peanut brittle or his spouse.
Probably both, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I could get behind both of those things. It's National Australia Day today. We got some good football players from Australia over the years. Good punters, Max Duffy, Colin Goodfellows from Australia as well. I'm sure we're going to have another Australian punter at some point.
Hey, we know an Australian trumpet player.
Do we? Oh yeah, that's right. We do. Yeah. Do we
only John Foster?
John Foster. When's John Foster coming on? I feel like John Foster would be really entertaining on this show.
He would enjoy this show, I think. Yeah, we need to have him on.
He's probably never watched any UK sport, but he'd still be pretty entertaining.
Oh yeah, I mean you don't have to have watched UK to be entertaining on this show or to enjoy the show. So that's what we gotta.
Yeah, that's probably the least of the qualifications for our show is having UK sports knowledge.
I would say so. It's NASA. It's NASA's Day of Remembrance today. Caden, you probably remember NASA. You were down there for a while.
Yeah, is it talking? I'm assuming it's talking about like the Challenger and all the.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess it probably is.
Yeah, the shuttles that have gone wrong, but
man,
yeah, but I love NASA. And driving by that every day, I was down there, it just like blew me away. I know people who grew up there all their life, they probably didn't think much of it, but it's like, man, stuff that's happened there. It's
It's
pretty
massive.
incredible.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can jump right into. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we can talk about. I always think that there's not going to be something to talk about in sports from week to week. It's like, how are we going to be able to keep doing a podcast? Like when we started this, how are we going to be able to do a show every week and have stuff to talk about? Like even during the season, sometimes it gets a little hard. Well,
yeah, and then Tyler Hansbrough and John Wall end up having beef, and there's something to talk about.
There's always something. There's always something going on with the Tyler Hansbrough stuff, and I think that's still going on. I think he like clapped back or something with that. He doesn't believe in Kentucky basketball this year. Doesn't think they'll make the tournament. Which, I mean, to be honest, for a while, I mean, did any of us think that? But we've turned the corner. I like to think, and I think we have to start with us turning the corner here. We're on I think 4-game win streak now, right? Beat Tennessee, Georgia, A&M, and now Vandy. So we're going into the big one against Kansas. A game a month ago, I thought we had absolutely no shot of winning. Morgan, I know you didn't watch the game on Tuesday night, but what's your take on the Cats? We haven't heard from you since episode 10, so we got to hear.
Man, you're gonna call me out the one game I miss?
Yes. Well, I mean, it's the one game you missed.
Okay. I watch all of them still.
Oh, you're diehard then.
Oh yeah,
Hayden and I haven't even.
He's watched more than us.
Yeah,
we have a show.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I was starting to hop on that get rid of Cal train for a little bit, and I'm still kind of up in the air with it, but they're really starting to turn a corner here, and I think it really goes back to them nailing down the rotation. With they have Sheboy down low, they have Toppin. And then they have Reeves and they have Frederick who can sit there on the corners waiting for the ball to be passed out. And then, you have Kaysen running point guard. And I think that, it's the stats say it for
that last part's really important.
Yeah. The Kaysen Wallace as the point guard is probably one of the key factors. But I mean, the stats speak for themselves. I don't know if it's still going this direction, but, in these past couple of games, they were the most efficient basketball team in the past 3 years, which is wild.
I know. I said that on our last show, and Caden didn't believe it. He was like, "Wait, our team?" He said, "Our on it?"
Yeah, I found that very hard to believe.
So that's true. Hey, we're already getting a call here, which we haven't really quote unquote opened the phone lines, but as you can see, since we're getting a call, you can't really close the phone line. So I guess
you got to take it.
Yeah. Hey, you're on with Talkin Kentucky. Who's this? Scott, I thought that was
Scott.
you. I didn't want to assume, but glad you joined us. So, what's up, man?
What's going on? Pretty excited about Saturday.
Yeah, man, I think we all are. I was dreading it a month ago, but I think now, I think we have a good chance. Like I don't quite want to say this yet, but I almost feel good about the game. So,
almost definitely, it would have been, like a month ago, like you said. I would have had a horrible feeling about it.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, what you got?
Well, I wrote another monologue if you want to hear it.
Heck yeah. Oh, we're always here for the monologues.
Yeah, go for it.
This is three in a row. So heck yeah, Caden, are we still working on the Scott section of our website?
Yeah, we need to get that up there, and especially he transcribed them all for us, so we got to get that up there for him.
Oh, that's right. He messaged us like his transcribed version of his first two monologues. So yeah, we need to get those out there. But anyway, Scott, yeah, you had the floor, man.
All right, I call this one "Grit and Grind." To quote the quote from a band that gives me inspiration. Rush from the song Marathon. It's not how fast you can go. The force goes into the flow. From first to last, the peak is never passed. Something always fires a light that gets in your eyes. You can do a lot in a lifetime. If you don't burn out too fast, you can make most of the distance. First, you need endurance. First, you got to last. Everything in life is a marathon. No, not the gas station. Every basketball season is a marathon. You could start out great and be horrible at the end. Last year's team. You can start amazing and keep your pace, then fall at the finish line. 2015 team. This year's team reminds me of the 2014 team, but more put together, tougher, grittier. This team has found their groove a lot earlier in the season in late January. The 2014 team didn't find their groove until middle March. This year's team can also prove it should be lethal by the end of SEC play. This team can play fast, slow, aggressive, soft. Hell, you can throw the kitchen sink at them. To me, it just seems like most teams have hit their peak, and they don't have the endurance to last this marathon. Kansas will be looking to bounce back against us, and we got to play like we just lost and we're hungry. I say we finish SEC play 10-1, 24-7, 14-4. The only loss coming at Mississippi State or Tennessee. My guess is we'll end up between a 2 seed and a 4 seed in March, or maybe a 1 seed if we go undefeated now until Selection Sunday. Cal should have a picture of all the teams they lost to and put in the training area to really piss them off, and maybe they won't lose. I hope they keep going back to Rupp and shoot around. It seemed like it really improved the team shooting. Go Cavs!
Heck yeah, man. That's
That
a good
was
one.
beautiful.
That up right there. That was absolutely beautiful.
Great.
We needed the poem reading music behind that one from our episode one.
We're gonna be
Yeah,
a 1
we-
seed, huh?
A 1
That's
seed.
some optimism.
That's
That-
that's some optimism right
That is
there.
optimism. Man. If we can get to a 1 seed, yeah.
I like the
I'd
faith,
be-
though, Scott.
Yeah, I'm all about the
I
faith.
mean, if they're the way they're playing now, if they sweep the floor and win the SEC tournament, I mean, I don't know how you couldn't give them a 1 seed.
Yeah, I mean, we did lose to South Carolina at home, but other than that, that would be the reason. But yeah, I mean, like if we stay on this this sort of stretch, I mean, Texas A&M just beat Auburn by 15 at Auburn. I'm pretty sure. So, like, I mean, that win is looking even better than we thought. And then obviously the Tennessee win is big. And
Auburn's not having the best season this year, are they? Though
no, I still like.
they've lost. Yeah, well, yeah, you're still saying he should be our next coach, but
I was at the Tennessee game actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I traveled down to Knoxville with one of my buddies, and we sat up in the very, very last row of that Tennessee arena. And
Thompson Bowling.
What was the UK
Thompson Bowling.
attendance like there?
Oh gosh, like zero. I mean,
Just you and your buddy.
basically, there might have been like a couple other people we saw, to the left and the right of us, but
yeah,
honestly, I went in there thinking that we were going to get smacked, and I wasn't expecting.
course.
Oh, we all did, and we were in the first couple minutes.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. But well, Scott, you got anything else before we let you go? Thanks as always for the monologue.
Oh, no problem. It's just really amazing to me that Kansas has lost 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Now, I think they're going to come in and play their hearts out. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've got to match their energy. We've got to go above and beyond. If we don't, then we will lose the game.
Yeah.
But if we stick to what we're doing and really capitalize on it, and especially, let CJ and Antonio and Oster do their things, I mean, I don't know how you're going to beat that. If you're having to stop the 3-pointer, like it's you either take the 3-pointer, you let Kentucky beat you that way, or let Oster score 35 points.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really, especially now that I think we have the best percentage in 3-pointers in the SEC. So,
yeah, I think we do, and that's surprising. I mean, you would not guess that from watching some of our games, but yeah, I think we do. Well, man,
that's a really hard decision to make because when we played Tennessee, Cal said, "Well, we're either going to let them beat us from the 3-pointer or let their center beat us." And he said, "Well, we're going to make him beat us," and it worked.
Yeah, no, yeah, man, I'm with you there. And as always, I appreciate the monologue and appreciate the call.
All right. Well, I'm really hoping that we win Saturday, and I'll talk to you guys later. And go Cats!
Go Cats, man! Let's win on Saturday. I agree with you. Thanks, Scott.
Go Cats.
Go Cats. And that's a big thing. Is like I think it was Georgia. Did we play Georgia or A&M first? We played Georgia first.
Mm-hmm.
I think
They're
right.
both recent. Yeah.
So Georgia said, okay, we're going to make Oscar beat us, right? We're gonna single team Oscar. We're going to make Oscar beat us, and he did. He went for 34 and 27, which is crazy. Or no, it was 37 and 24, I think, which is even crazier.
Yeah, 37 points. Yeah,
37 and 24, and then A&M, right? They were going to double up on Oscar and make us beat them with their shooters, and we did that too. So the fact that we beat two good teams in different ways like that, I think it's encouraging going forward. I think I'm probably the most I don't think any of us are optimistic, but I think I'm probably the most optimistic out of the group. And I don't know, Kane, what do you think about that? Like, are you encouraged by that fact that we can beat teams in multiple ways?
I'm encouraged, yes, but when I see that, I mean, people are saying like we're going to win the championship, and all we've done is beaten Tennessee and Vandy. But I'm not to that point yet. But I am encouraged that we've taken a step in the right direction. I think this game against Kansas is gonna mean a lot. I'll be much more encouraged when we come away Saturday with the win.
David Holmes said, 1 seed. What are y'all smoking? That is not Talkin Kentucky endorsed quite yet. Not endorsed. We might get on that train. I doubt it, but it's the more the merrier.
If we beat Kansas, I'll give us a 4 seed. If we beat Kansas, be confident with a 4, right?
I don't think there's any scenario we get a 1 seed. Like, what's the highest seed you think we can actually get? Like, if we won the SEC tournament, like what do you think?
3, maybe.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Maybe a 3 or 4 seed.
Three or 4. I don't see a scenario we get to a 2 seed.
You're right. You lose to South Carolina, and I mean, like we've stated, they're the SEC doormat. When you lose to South Carolina, especially at home,
yeah,
I mean that's not good.
There's SEC doormat, South Carolina.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's hard to come back from that, but I think we made the right step in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. That leads me to sort of the next thing of Severe Wheeler, man, I don't think we how do I say this, Caden? how do we talk about the whole Severe Wheeler? Because that's an ongoing conversation among fans and Severe
that's a sensitive topic.
Jason Wallace stuff. I don't think Severe Wheeler like sucks. I think he should play. I don't think like he's totally out of the question, but like I don't see how you can argue that Severe Wheeler should start at this point, or even should play like 30-something minutes a game. I think he should play. I think he should give, and there might be times that Kaysen isn't playing well and Wheeler needs to step up. But I think just even if he doesn't score a lot, like the team is different, like spacing wise, when Kaysen's on the floor. It just looks like a different team. And the other thing, I mean, a lot of people said Severe played well on what was it, Tuesday. And maybe he did, I don't know, but it just felt like the game like slowed down so much. He just gets the ball and he just holds it. It's like, what are we doing? There's not much going on. Clyde says Wheeler's a good point guard, but he needs to stay coming off the bench. I think that's about where I am on it. What do you think?
You don't lead the SEC in assists by being a bad player. We're not saying that he's a bad point guard.
Yeah.
But when you have a top 10 pick in Kaysen Wallace who can run the point, and you're a completely different team, he doesn't just hold the ball, and the ball is moving so much more. And yes, it helps having those two shooters, but that's my pick for our starter.
And then you have David Holmes who says Wheeler should play if we were up 30 and there's 1 minute left. Well, yeah, I mean, I think he could play at that point too. Yeah, that would be coming off the bench. I agree.
What do you think about the Wheeler Wallace situation, Morgan?
Yeah, I think Wheeler is a good role player, and maybe if we didn't have Kaysen Wallace on the team, he could be point guard. But right now, like you're saying, we got a top 10 pick possibly with Kaysen Wallace, and it's really hard to take away minutes from that just to play the guy who's been here a couple of years.
Yeah, that's true. So Kansas predictions. I guess we can go. Now's as good a time as ever to do those. Caden, give me a score.
Well, ESPN says UK 65% chance. I mean,
Well,
think
that doesn't mean anything.
Well, isn't it Clyde who's like all about those ESPN predictions?
I think Claude is about those ESPN predictions. Yeah. He says Cats by 8, by the way, here. Not Cats by 90, but the Cats by 8 in the comments.
Yeah, I'm going to say I think 8 or 9. I think I'm going to agree with Clyde there. Let's say 73-65.
And I actually think this lineup that we've been playing is actually good defensively. I think that's why Cal didn't want to play them initially, is he was worried about how they'd be defensively, but I actually think that they're good. I mean, Vandy was averaging I know it's Vandy, but they were averaging 80-something points a game, and we held them to 53, I think. So, yeah, I could see us I could see it being a 70-something to 60-something game. I'll go 75-67 in my final score.
Nice.
What do you think, Morgan?
Most of these games have seemed pretty low scoring with this team. I think they do have a chance to win. I think that they're on a hot streak. Kansas is not. I read somewhere, it was probably KSR, that if we beat them this Saturday, it's going to be Bill Self's longest losing streak at Kansas.
Yep. Yep. It would be 4 games.
So,
yeah.
If I think it's probably going to be a close game, and I could see maybe something like 67-62 with UK up on top.
Some more low scoring. Yeah, I could definitely see it being below 7. Neither team getting to 70, I think, is definitely plausible. I think
was it the national championship like that in 2012 when we played them? It was really low scoring.
Yeah.
Davis didn't score. He just did nothing but block and rebound.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's the game it's going to be. I think this Grady Dick dude is going to be – he's going to be somebody that – Caden, don't laugh. You get your mind out of the gutter. But this dude –
your mind was already in the gutter the way you just – Grady
Dick
is what you said.
Well, that's his name. What do you want me to do? Jonathan said, what'd you call me?
Richard. Call him Grady Richard.
Okay, Grady Richard. But anyway, he's going to be a real problem for us, I think. He's going to be the guy we have to shut. He looks like Christian Laettner, and he's just one of those guys that looks like he's going to make a fadeaway 3 falling out of bounds and Rupp. I feel like he's going to be that guy this weekend. I just ever since I think he's a freshman too. Ever since I knew he was on the team and I knew his name was Grady Dick, I knew it was going to be an issue for us. But hey, we'll take your calls whenever you want to call. We'll kind of fit you in where you fit. 502-234-1504. We would love to hear from you. So give us a shout, especially if you haven't before. We don't bite. And especially since Morgan's here, it's a party tonight. So
yeah.
Speaking of Morgan and Vanderbilt, Coleman and I were talking the other night, and that Vanderbilt's the reason why it got brought up to bring Morgan on the show, because he had the quote of the century on what was it, episode 9?
Yeah, I think that's right. Something like that.
It was whenever we were ranking SEC teams. Remember that, Coleman?
Yeah. Oh, how could I forget? Yeah. I think we all put Vanderbilt last for that very reason, because they're irrelevant. So
we were just hoping he wasn't going to have to swallow his pride, come on the show tonight after we lost to them.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea. Yeah, that would have been bad.
He kind of did have to swallow his pride on the football side of things. I mean, we did lose to him.
Yeah, that's very true.
Cody predicted that.
Who did?
Cody did. Cody, yeah.
Cody Peebler predicted that. He came on the show. He was like, either this year or next year, Kentucky's going to lose Vandy in football. Of course, we thought that was ridiculous, and then it happened.
Well, then he said Vandy's going to win the national championship. So we'll see if that actually happens.
Yeah, really. So that's next year.
Wow, that's a super far stretch. It's like Kentucky or Vandy might beat Kentucky this year, and if they do, then they're winning it all.
Well,
he said this year or next year, so I guess there's still time.
I feel like there's a gray area in there somewhere between those two things. I don't think those two things equate to each other, really. Did you hear about this Duquesne game that somebody DoorDash McDonald's like that was sitting on the floor, like in one of the floor seats, and the DoorDash dude came on the court and they had to stop the game? I tried to find the video of it and I couldn't dig it up in time for the show, so maybe I'll have to post it up on our page or something afterwards. But Matt Jones actually retweeted it. And yeah, like it was crazy. And of course, it was a Duquesne game. Like I feel like Duquesne keeps coming up on our show, like in weird ways. I think they were the first team to lose to Hawaii in football this year, and I didn't even know they had a football team and all kinds of crazy. And then that episode where we first discovered Duquesne and we thought it was pronounced Duxney and everything. But you know, when you're at a Duquesne basketball game, like. What else do you do? Do you DoorDash McDonald's? I guess it was crazy.
This reminds me of the time that Drew Burt DoorDashed whatever he got to music theory class, something like that happening. Because you know what else are you gonna do?
Oh, yeah.
Rod Harris says, "I'm going to call in 8 minutes." He says, "Okay, 8 minutes. We'll put a timer on. We'll hold you to it." Yeah, that's a lot.
He's got to get ready, pumped up to call into our show.
That's a lot of Rick Pitino's in 8 minutes. Anyway, yeah, well, but another funny thing, you know, I always say that you never know what's going to happen in the sports world. Apparently, Brian Kelly down here at LSU, where I am, apparently LSU accidentally on one of his paychecks paid him $1 million too much. And noticed, maybe Bryant noticed, I don't know, but I don't know if they're going to ask for the money back. This happened like a year ago, and they like just covered it. How do you pay somebody $1 million, like overpay somebody by $1 million? I mean, like that's crazy, right?
I wish.
How's that? They're not.
If you know those guys, I guess you just actually add a zero to the check. I don't know.
Probably
so. I guarantee you. I'm not getting overpaid by $1 million.
Yeah, I wish I was. I mean, dang,
that's for sure. I think what it was that
You're
Brian
talking
Kelly,
Kentucky paycheck doesn't give you that.
No, right? No, the zeros are in the other direction. But
Caden must be stashing all that talking Kentucky money for himself.
Yeah. They just got my name on there. Y'all don't get any of it.
Jonathan says we've been overpaying Cal by the millions the last 5 years.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, look at Lisa Marie Scott coming in with the breaking news. She said they made an arrangement for him to reimburse the LSU football coach overpayment. If I was Brian Kelly, I'd be sorry, man. That money's gone. I spent that the day I got it. Yeah. So Clyde says actually give me 6 minutes now. So he's on 6 minutes. He'll be on. So we'll keep the tab there going. Have you guys seen this thing about Netflix is gonna finally start not allowing people to share passwords?
Wait, just a second. Remember whenever we said you don't have to know anything about sports to be on this show?
Here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah,
but I have heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
they're gonna start charging additional dollars for IP addresses that you're
okay.
Essentially,
because Caden and I were like talking about this the other night, and we were wondering like how do you enforce that? Like I challenged Netflix to figure out who's using my password, like, and are they actually going to enforce that? Like, so they're going to do something with IP addresses? You said.
Yeah, so I'm pretty furious about that because I provide my entire family's Netflix account, and so even my mom and dad have their own pages on there. But essentially, they're gonna up that base amount that everyone's paying per month, so they're already gonna raise that up. But then on top of that, they're gonna charge like an additional, I think it's like $3 per IP address that's using your password.
But what if I wanted to go to your house in Northern Kentucky, and then like before I go to sleep, I log on to my Netflix on my phone? I'm the one watching my Netflix.
I mean, honestly, that's a great question.
Do I have to?
Spies.
They're gonna what?
Yeah, they're gonna have spies. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how else you would go about that. Yeah, like I mean, like how are they going to figure that out? Like nobody's going to get Netflix. Like if they're trying to save money, I feel like a bunch of people are going to drop it after that. Right? I mean, they've got to.
Yeah, I agree.
Netflix.
I've got Netflix, but I mean, I'm going to tell you for a fact that I'm going to contact my family as soon as that hits and be like, yo, you got to start paying for your own Netflix. There's no way I can pay $50 for y'all's Netflix a month.
The loyal BBN fan says if you're a veteran and use T-Mobile, Netflix is free. I'm not a veteran and I don't have T-Mobile, so I'm out on that one. But
Same.
That sounds like a good deal, though. That's a reason to be a veteran and have T-Mobile, getting free Netflix. I mean, that'll break your bank after a while.
What if you're a trumpet player? Do you get anything for free? You a trumpet player?
David says I need someone's Netflix. I need someone's Netflix password here. So. Caden, you're getting called out by your brother. Getting called out by your brother. He says, "Do I have to reimburse you now for using your account?"
Yeah, I guess it's gonna be additional $3 starting next month or whatever.
Yeah,
gosh, that's insane.
Because he's going to call in 3 minutes now. He's got. David says Jonathan texted to me. I love Caden's whole family.
Gonna make me go bankrupt
right now.
Uh-huh. They're just going to send out your password to every person they know, and you're just going to see that bill occasionally go up and up.
That's right. And well, something else that I guess we haven't gotten to talk about really with Morgan since he's been on it was before the football season last time Morgan was on. Is Morgan, what are you a football fanatic? I mean, I know Caden's obviously not. I mean, he's getting closer, I think. Mm-hmm. But are you like Caden, or are you more like me?
I'd say I'm probably more like you. I mean, I watch every game.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Watch every football game.
So what was your opinion on the season? Or were you disappointed? Were you expecting that? Give us your take.
It was a disappointment for sure. I literally ordered a Levis jersey off of DHL.
I saw you wore it last time.
Yeah.
On the show. Yeah.
And it's not his fault. He is still a great quarterback, but
yeah, it's not.
It was just our offensive coordinator. The offensive plays that we were running didn't fit with the style of offense that we were hoping to get. I mean, we were still kind of mainly running the ball, and this offense was clearly set up to be more of the NFL style play where we had the wide receiver talent and we had that QB talent, and Will Levis was supposed to be just dishing it to those wide receivers this season, but that's not why. Yeah. The O-line.
Well, and actually, I think Will Levis is projected to go 5th overall to the Seahawks now is where he's supposed to go. At least I think Mel Kiper, that was his latest projection. And Mel Kiper actually said that Kentucky, in his opinion, had the worst offensive line in all of college football, which I believe, but we went from literally having one of the best to having one of the worst, and obviously made all the difference in the season. So,
yeah. And it kind of makes you wonder, is it actually the players or was it the coaching staff? Because, I mean, UK's been doing it's probably a little both, but, UK's been doing pretty good at recruiting at each of the positions.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I guess it's more of a hindsight or what could have been, but I think, having Devin Leary come in and, Liam Cohen come back. I think we're going to see more of that, not this season, but the previous season. I think we're going to see more NFL style play this year where there's not going to be a lot more passing and we still are retaining that wide receiver talent.
So what made it disappointing for you this season? Was it losing?
Well, I mean, they lost 6 games.
Was it the record? Was it okay?
Losing
so what would have not been disappointing for you?
I mean, at this point, at the beginning of the season, everyone, was like, this seriously could be a CFP level team. And, that's what they hyped it up to be. And honestly, I think at a lot of positions, we did have that talent, but we didn't even reach close to that. So even obtaining somewhat close to that, maybe they're in the top 10, which I think was totally obtainable. I think that I would have called that season a win.
Hey, when Caden and I went to this Florida A&M game, I tried to get a picture. Caden got up. I think it was like halftime or something. Caden like went to the bathroom or something. I was sitting there just watching the big screen, and who else other than the famous mellophone player David May pops up on the big screen. I tried to get a picture. I couldn't quite grab it, but yeah, I mean that would have been Talking Kentucky cover photo.
Yeah,
he's everywhere. Didn't he just make the newspaper?
he did it. No, it wasn't just. It was a few years ago.
It was like the memory or
just
something.
Came back.
Yeah,
because it's when Kentucky beats Missouri, so that definitely wasn't this year.
Back when Cal didn't have as much gray in his hair. So, yeah, it was probably back in 2014, I bet.
Okay, gotcha.
Those were good years.
Yeah.
Man.
The good old days.
Speaking of good years, they're having I think it's the Tennessee game, which I'm pretty sad that we have to play Tennessee again. I hope they don't completely destroy us.
Repeat of last year.
Yeah, we'll beat them. We'll be in, right. But anyway, speaking of good years, they're having the 96, 97, and 98 teams come back to be honored at that game, which will be pretty cool, which I imagine Tubby will be there. I imagine Patino won't be there. But, man, what if do you think if Patino came back? I mean, this has been a debate a lot of people have had over the years, but do you think if Patino came back to be honored at some point, do you think we get booed? Think he'd get applause, or do you think it'd be a little of both?
He'd get applaused.
I think he'd get a standing ovation.
A standing ovation. Oh, yeah. Well, Caden, would you boo or would you applaud?
I'd applaud.
I think
he did great things when he's at UK. Flipping the crowd off wasn't his best move. But.
No, that wasn't his best move for public relations there with the Kentucky fans. But I think there was a time that I wouldn't have clapped for him. I don't know if I ever would have booed him. I think there was a time I wouldn't have clapped for him. Now I think I would. What about you, Morgan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree. I'd give him a standing ovation. I mean, he did some really great things here at UK, and kind of really his only biggest sin, other than the debacle at Louisville, his only biggest sin at UK is leaving, and he says that's his greatest regret in his entire coaching career.
I think Jonathan agrees with you. Thinks Patino should be rewarded. Sucks that he made some really bad decisions after he left. Yeah, that's the key part. After he left,
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't take away the fact that he's a great he just is. He's a great basketball coach. So, and then
would have been our Coach K if he stayed. I think I agree with that.
Yeah, I would totally agree.
He would have.
Would he still be here?
I think he would. Well, I think if he didn't go to the pros, he'd still be here.
Didn't he say he regretted that decision?
Yeah, right said it was the biggest regret he's had in his coaching career.
He said at one point that he should have never left Providence, which I don't know about that one, but I think he's kind of floated around to different ideas on all that kind of stuff. But and then Tubby too, man. I'd love to see him come back. I think he was just last year that he came back and he was honored. I guess his jersey, quote unquote, was retired. They played Howard. That's right. Was it Howard or Hampton? I can't remember. It's one of those schools.
I couldn't tell
you. One of those H schools. I can't remember. Jonathan says that's what everyone says. Says after they get shit canned. That's very true.
Yeah.
High Point. It was High Point.
Oh, High Point. Okay. See, I wasn't even close. Okay. So let's sort of talk the rest of the season here for Kentucky basketball. We got Kansas week, sort of making the tournament, which I guess I should say. Do you guys think we're going to make the tournament? Like, do you think we're in, or do you think we still gotta get some quad one wins on the resume to be in? I'll start with you, Caden.
Yeah, we got to get some more wins. We're in right now, but we're not confident about it. I think we're maybe top 45 right now, but I think when we beat Kansas, we're safely in.
Yeah.
I said when we beat Kansas. I'm being optimistic.
Oh, well, you are being optimistic.
So
Yeah,
Clyde, so Clyde gets off my back. I'm being optimistic tonight.
There you go. So yeah, I think I feel the same way. I think I feel the same way about the Kansas game. If we win it, I think that's kind of our golden ticket in. But what do you think, Morgan?
I think that one's going to have a huge effect. But I think ultimately, even if we win that game, it's just going to depend how we finish out this SEC play. If we lose a few more, then go into the SEC tournament and get our butts kicked, I could see us still being on the edge. You know, if we were like that 10 loss to 13 loss range, which I don't even know if it's possible. I forget how many games are left, but I think
we'll have to go through the rest of the schedule here, but we're finally at long last getting a Clyde hair call. So Clyde,
there we go.
What's up, man?
Not much. Both of my teams got a big weekend.
Oh, I know.
Big weekend.
Who day?
That's right. Morgan, are you a Bengals fan?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, I grew up in the Cincinnati area.
Oh, that's right.
I live 15 minutes south of the city right now. I was actually at their first playoff win in 30 years last year.
Well, there you go.
Oh,
I mean,
nice.
Clyde, you got
against the Raiders.
Yep.
Against the Raiders, yeah, that was awesome. When that number 57 had that game clinching interception on Derek Carr, I definitely remember that. That was unbelievable. You know, Joe Burrow has really changed our franchise. He is the real deal. And it makes me so mad, and it aggravates the crap out of me that nobody believes in my Bengals. Y'all just keep saying, oh, just because you see a percentage of Kansas City at like 60-something%, and you see Cincinnati at 34-something%, that doesn't even matter. They did the same thing last week when we played Buffalo, and look what happened. We won in the snow. It was a blizzard, and we won. And y'all going to keep doubting us, and y'all going to keep regretting it, too, because
talking to me?
I just add more fuel to Joe Burrow and the Bengals coaching staff, and that just adds more to it. And, you know, as a team, we are Super Bowl contenders. We have every right to be in the conversation. We have every right to be in the talk because we was in the conversation last year. And the fact that we are in the conversation this year, it just shows how great we've been as a franchise.
Clyde, I couldn't agree with that more. I think the Bengals are so underrated right now, and everyone wants to sit there and praise Mahomes, but the fact of the matter is Burrow's beaten him 3 times, and, you know, if all goes well, he's going to beat him 4th time this Sunday. So I think it's time for these current quarterbacks in the NFL to move over. I think Joe Burrow is going to be basically the next Tom Brady.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying that during this playoff we had. I was saying that last season, and I've been saying it this season. I'm like, he reminds me of Tom Brady a lot. And Saturday night, I'm going to the KSR Bar and Grill to watch the game, and I'm pretty excited.
Oh, heck yeah.
Never been to the KSR Bar and Grill during the Kentucky game. Now I went after Fan Day for football last. What was it? What month was in Fan Day? Fan Day for football was.
I think it was July.
It was during the It was during the summertime. Yes,
Yeah,
I remember. I remember because we were keeping my mom's friend. We were keeping their dogs, and they went to Florida. So yeah, it was around that time. That was actually the first time I ever went to the KSR bar, and it's pretty cool in there.
That's pretty cool. Kate and I just went there over the break. I got a free
talk to Drew Franklin.
Yeah, we did talk to Drew Franklin and Ryan.
At the old stomping grounds.
Yeah, we did. So yeah, it was good stuff.
Clyde, what do you think about the Kansas game this weekend? What's our chances?
See on here? Oh crap! My bad. He switched to.
Did you cancel Clyde out of here?
No, I didn't cancel Clyde. I just can you hear me now, Clyde? I think you went on my damn AirPods. I got my AirPods going. Okay, now he can probably hear me.
I'm not an AirPods.
No, you went on my AirPods. They're laying on my desk.
Oh, I feel pretty good. Kansas doesn't have any size. They have no size to guard our big man. They have nobody to guard Lance. They have nobody to guard Oscar. And if Damian Collins comes in, they don't really have.
Are you saying Lance Ware's going to go for 30 on Kansas?
Huh?
You saying Lance Ware is going to go for 30 on Kansas?
He's going to have his breakout game.
Kansas has nobody to really guard our bigs because they have no bigs themselves. Their biggest big man, KJ, only 6 foot, and that is their center. That is their big man that they supposedly use because they play a small ball type of offense this year.
Yeah,
just hope Oscar to get in foul trouble.
Wasn't you had us by 8? Right? Is that right?
Yeah, 80 to 72 is my score. I think we'll score 80 to 72. Because it's going to be now. It's definitely going to be back and forth in the first half for sure. I expect that to be a running up and down the court, score after score after score. The first half, I just expect it to go back and forth, and I expect that to go also in the second half. But I think the final 5 minutes, we start to just pull away from them. And we start to gain more of the edge the final 5 minutes. We can't get in the foul trouble. We got to make shots. And we got to have really good point guard play. Cason Wallace, I'm confident in him. I'm not worried about him. He's going to play good. Wheeler will be a good spark plug coming off the bench. Reeves is going to make his shots like he has been. So I don't expect anything different, really. I want Chris Livingston to have a big game. I really want him to shine in this game because I feel like this is a game where he can because of the size advantage that we have and where he's bigger than most of their players that they have. I think he can kind of elevate it. I think he can use his size in the paint to score. And I really feel good about us on the rebound battle because, Oscar's going to get every rebound. And I know you probably saw this where Jacob Toppin is like, I'll win that rebound battle one day.
Yeah.
And I saw that and I started laughing. I was like, that's not going to happen, buddy. You're not.
Dude, he goes after, Oscar goes after Toppin, every single play. Top one for a ball, and Oscar will, run across the court to make sure he doesn't get it. It's hilarious.
Knock over.
Yeah. Against the Georgia game, when Toppin had that rebound, Oscar took it from him. Toppin just put his hands on his hips like, really, Oscar? You really just took that rebound from me? It was hilarious.
It was
funny. They also posted the picture, too. And I was like, dang, that's tough to Toppin because, Toppin has been playing really well, especially getting rebounds. How many rebounds did he have the last game? 8 or 9?
Yeah, he did. And I think that's the key. If Toppin is playing well, and as playing well, I would include rebounds. So, if Toppin is rebounding, I think we're such a different team.
I think he had 11 rebounds against A&M, or I know that was against Tennessee. He had 11, but I think he had 10 or 11 against Texas A&M Saturday. We just need him, man. He is going to take. We have to. We play better as an offense when Toppin's playing well because he's able to use his athletic ability and getting above the rim, getting rebounds, playing good defense. We play better as a unit. Of course, Oscar's the focal point of the offense, but I think Jacob Toppin is also a big part of the offense because where he's a leader and can, he's a good defender, a good offensive player, and a high motor. We need that from him every game. And so far during this winning streak, he's played awesome, and I couldn't be more proud of him.
Well, man, thanks for calling in as always. We appreciate it. But is Patrick Mahomes going to play this weekend, or do you think he's out?
No, he's playing, but he's not going to be able to do anything. And Joe Burrow's going to 4-0 again, so I'm not worried about no Kansas City Queen. You know what I call Kansas City? You want to know what I call them? I call them.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Yeah, no. We I've heard that one for sure. All right, man. Okay. On that note, let's beat Kansas and let's get a Bengals win.
Uday.
Go Cats and God bless. And I'm gonna watch the rest of the show.
All right, man.
Be
Sounds
quiet.
good. See ya.
So what does he call them,
Love
or
it.
is that something that shouldn't be said on the show?
Well, we already said Grady Dick, so
Well,
that's
that's just a
fine.
name.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
his God-given name, Coleman.
Yeah. Well, it's not my fault. Anyway, Caden, you remember when we talked about Chaminade?
Yeah.
What do you remember about Chaminade?
Well, it's some Christian school, right?
I think it's a Christian school. Yes, you remember where it is?
Ohio, Illinois, maybe? I don't know.
No, it's Hawaii. Remember?
Oh, they are in Hawaii. Yeah.
What was their mascot?
Well, it wasn't the Rainbow Warriors.
I'm quizzing you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch that episode.
Oh man,
do some homework.
You looked up the stats as we were going there.
But
all the Chaminade.
We've had 36 episodes now.
Yeah,
start to run together.
It's all running together, you know. But they're the Silver Swords. How can you forget the Silver
Swords?
Yeah. But anyway, now here's the real question.
How does that have anything to do with this?
Well,
where are you going with this?
I wanted to bring that up on that the Big Blue History website the other day, kind of snooping around and just seeing what interesting stats I could find. I thought I'd look up Kentucky's career record against Chaminade to see if we had ever played Chaminade. We have played Chaminade. We played them one time, and we lost to Chaminade.
Oh no!
So, was this like in the 50s?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It was. It was. I think it was like 52 or something like that. 51. I can't. Maybe not 52. But yeah, it was like way back. But hey, I think this might be Josh Hart that we're getting a call from. It's somebody. Hey, you're on Talkin Kentucky. Who's this?
Hey, it's Josh. How you guys doing?
It is Josh. I'm starting to remember the numbers here. I don't need caller ID anymore, but we're doing well, man. How are things going? Where in the world are you today?
I'm still in Albuquerque.
Still in Albuquerque. Okay,
wow.
Cool.
For the week, and then after that, I don't know where I'm heading just yet.
Well, how you feeling about the game this weekend?
The way they've been playing lately, I actually feel really good. I think that, Kansas is not as good as what a lot of people thought at the beginning. They've lost a lot of their mojo. So if we continue to just keep the lineup we've had, and, Wheeler coming off the bench, the little spark that he's doing, and I think he's accepted that role, and I'm glad he has because that's where he needs to come off the bench. Like I said, I'm not trying to bash the kid, but he's just not a starter. Not at Kentucky anyway, or he hasn't proven it. Let's put it that way. But he has a lot of good skills. So him coming off and being a sixth man, if you want to say, is working very well right now. And I think we're going to beat Kansas 79-69. That's my prediction. I think we're going to beat them by 10.
Yeah, I can see it. It's just, I hope we can get to that point where we can consistently put up 80 or, just like break 80 on teams. Then I'd feel really good because I think we've always been a good defensive team all year. So if we can get to the point where we can consistently put up those numbers on teams, I think we'd be in good shape. But yeah, man, I'm feeling good about it. So, well, what else is on your mind?
Speaking of Patino, I'll ask you guys a question, but I seen something that he tweeted Twitter the other day. Travis Ford is the all-time three-point shooting person ever. I don't know if it's ever or if it's since he's been head coach, but he put a graphic out that Travis Ford was number one. I thought that was pretty neat that he was over 50% from three-point land for his whole career or something like that. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's why I said Travis Ford whenever you're bringing up the free throw stats. Maybe it was 3-point shooting that I was thinking about. I always heard he was a great shooter.
Yeah, and was he in the top 10 for free throws? I can't remember if he was or not.
I thought he was. I could be wrong. Though.
Yeah, I thought Ford
He
was
like number 5.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he was good. He was really good. He was I think he was in the upper 80s, maybe even low 90s. But he was one of the better ones that we had.
Yeah.
Well, my question to you guys is if what's your take on if he never left Kentucky? Say you're like, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't want to go to the NBA. I'm happy here at UK, and they would have given him the lifetime contract. How many championships do you think Kentucky would have got under the Pitino era?
Yeah, that's a good.
Jonathan
question.
said he'd be Coach K.
Yeah. So how many does K have? 5, 6?
5. Yeah.
Okay, 5.
I believe it's 5.
Okay. Gosh. Well, he definitely have the 96, right? And then I think we would still have the 98 championship for sure. And then I think we could assume
a couple more.
Probably a couple. Yeah, I'd probably say 4 or 5. At least. I would say at least 3. Like at the minimum. So yeah.
I'm a bigger Pitino guy than I am Calipari, and I guess because that's when I started watching UK was back in 1990, and Pitino was he got introduced as the head coach after Eddie Sutton got pushed out because he was in trouble and got put on probation. I can't remember what exactly it was for, but that's why Pitino came in, and Eddie Sutton had to be. I think he got fired. So.
Yeah,
I really didn't get to watch the battle. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Would you boo or applaud Pitino? I'm sure you've kind of already answered that you'd applaud him, probably, right?
I probably wouldn't. I'm like the other guy's name, the third gentleman on the show tonight. But I would give him a standing ovation because that's how much respect I have for Pitino because he actually put Kentucky back on the map.
Yeah.
They brought the swag back to Kentucky, and Pitino so much core press. I miss that so much as when we used to grind teams into the ground, and they'd be like, at the end of the game, they wouldn't have no juice left because we would take and run them and press them, and they didn't have nothing left in the tank at the end of the game. That's why Kentucky won a lot of games at the end.
No, I completely agree. In a lot of ways, I mean, he did, and in a lot of ways, Cal, sort of did that too. Brought the swag back to Kentucky when he got here. Yeah. So he reminds me and a lot of people of Cal in that sense. But well, man, if you don't got anything else, appreciate the call as always, and hopefully we can get a win this weekend.
Yeah, hopefully Cincinnati wins. Beats Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City again for the 4th time in a row. Hope Super Bowl this year.
That would be nice.
I'm all about the Houday Nation. Love my Bengals, and I've been following them since about 1990. That's when I really got into sports. Was about 1990. I started watching college football, pro football, college basketball. That's really when I started getting into sports. But it's been a long time. We should have won it last year, but last year. This year's a better year. I think Earl's going to be one of the better quarterbacks going forward. I mean, this is like his only 3rd year in the NFL, and he went back-to-back AFC championships. So, I mean, the kid is really spectacular.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, man, thanks for calling in as always, and look forward to seeing where you are next time you call in, and enjoy Albuquerque.
All right, guys. Have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
Man, there's always he's always somewhere different. It's crazy. Yeah, I love seeing where Josh is.
Houston, Albuquerque. He's been in Dallas before.
He's got the beer recommendations for us always.
Yeah.
There you go.
Need to reach out to that.
He tagged us on Facebook with his.
That was Blood Honey or something like that.
Blood Honey, yeah. He swears by that stuff.
Well, sounds good to me. Pitino and Cal are similar in a lot of ways, I think. so there's the other side of that argument. Like you could say, well, Patino won 1 championship. He would have won 3 more. Well, arguably Cal should have won 3 or 4 by now, at least 2. And he hasn't for various reasons, but could have easily happened with Patino too. I mean, like we could say Patino should have guarded the inbound pass and everything, against that Leitner team and everything. He could have won another championship that year. So you can blame that on coaching. I think him and Cal have got that in common too. So.
Yeah, and you can't say Cal is rid of any controversy either. I mean, his time at UMass was very controversial, and there's definitely some videos like I think this was when he was at UMass. One of the other coaches got so PO'd at him that he wanted to fight Cal, and they pretty much ran him out of UMass.
Here's and a question Derrick from Rose at Memphis.
Yeah, that's right. Here's a question from William Neat. Do you think Oscar's jersey will be retired, or does he need to come back another year? I think the question you have to ask yourself is, first of all, do you think Anthony Davis's jersey will be retired? I think the answer to that is yes.
Yeah.
He was our only other unanimous player of the year, and Oscar is our second unanimous player of the year. So if you look at it from that perspective, and just the fact, I mean, people love Anthony Davis, but I don't think anybody loves somebody like they love Oscar, right? I mean, so I think
I think you can throw Tyler Ulis up there too. At some point, maybe his jersey might be retired.
I think Oscar by coming back this year, I think that Oscar has solidified that. But even if he just stayed that first year, I mean, I think there's a good chance his jersey would be retired just because he was unanimous National Player of the Year. So I think it will be. I could definitely see that happening.
And he's in the running this year.
Yeah, that's right. He is. I mean, he put up a couple more 37-24 games. They'll be right there.
Preferably Saturday against Kansas.
Preferably. But yeah, I was talking about before lose to Chaminade one time. So anyway.
What was that? You cut out.
So yeah, we lost to Chaminade that one time.
We did lose to Chaminade one time. So yeah. So that was the thing.
Do you think we traveled there? Or do you think they came to us?
That's a good. I feel like I could figure that out.
Surely we didn't play at Chaminade. Cal would never do that.
No. Actually, I think it was in a tournament. I think it was in like that Alaskan invitational tournament or something. I want to say. I can't.
That makes sense.
Hey, are you all taking the over under on this?
Oh, I'm taking the under on that.
Clyde swears. Was it Clyde that said they don't have anyone tall? Maybe this is Oscar's chance.
It could be. Very well could be.
I'll go under on the 30 points, but over on the rebounds.
20-20 game, maybe? That could happen.
20-20.
That could happen.
Yeah, I could see a 20-20 game. Hindsight's 20-20. Yeah. 20-20 vision.
Yeah, 100%.
That's right. Or you could get 20-24. You could say Oscar for president 2024.
Well, we already started that campaign.
Yeah, that's already existing. Jonathan just said people in the comments.
People.
I don't know what he means. People.
Yeah, beats me.
Beats me. I don't know. Josh Hart says Oscar's going to have 50. I'm taking the under on there. But I hope he does.
I know.
I think it's safe to say we'll win if he has 50. That's for sure. Okay, here Jonathan says, my texts aren't letting me complete before it hits send. What I meant to say was Cal would say people want us to lose that want us to play at the Chaminade.
Yeah, that like the Gonzaga stunt.
Yeah. Where are we playing Gonzaga next year? Are they coming to Rupp?
I don't know, but wherever we should go.
That would be an awesome game.
Somebody asked if we're going to the game this weekend.
Cross our fingers.
No, we're not going to the game this weekend. We're in all different. We first of all, we can't afford that yet. Our budget right now is Florida A&M, not Kansas. So
hey, guess how much those Tennessee tickets were?
$50 a piece.
$50. It was dirt cheap.
Were you in the nosebleeds?
$50 a piece. We were in the nosebleeds. I mean, literal last row, but
Probably not
that's
that big of a place, is it?
no, it is. It's.
Is it
I mean, it
bigger than
rivals
Rupp?
with Rupp. I think it might be
Okay.
bigger. From what I heard from their fans, was they built it specifically to go against Rupp Arena. So the atmosphere was wild there.
Yeah, I believe that. I don't think I've ever been in another college's, like another D1 school's basketball gym. Well, except LSU. I actually went to the LSU Tennessee game this past weekend, and that was
Nice.
a beatdown. I can confidently say that Tennessee is good and LSU sucks in basketball after seeing it in person. LSU's gym is not that big. It's really not.
Really?
Didn't you see that picture I sent you? I was sitting I was basically in
Rick
the Tennessee
Barnes?
huddle. Yeah. Like I could reach out and shake Rick Barnes' hand if I wanted to. And they're just free.
Yeah.
The student tickets are free and they're easy to get.
That's
Like,
how
I literally
OSU's
walked in.
was.
So
Yeah, I watched us play Reed Travis in an NIT game. I was at OSU.
No way.
We played Harvard. It was before Reed Travis went to UK. Yeah.
played Harvard.
Yeah.
Where did Reed go?
Or Stanford. Harvard or Stanford. I can't
Okay, it
remember.
was probably
Did he go to?
Stanford. I think it was Stanford, yeah. For a second, I was thinking Texas Tech, but
It wasn't that exciting of a game, so I tend to forget.
So I've been to Auburn's arena, and that was a similar. I don't know the size of LSU's because I haven't seen the whole stadium, but Auburn was not that big either.
Yeah,
It's a pretty rowdy arena, isn't it, Auburn?
It was, and that was back when Ashton Higgins was playing. Yeah. And he was a Georgia boy, and so his parents were there, and they were definitely trying to kick his butt. But it was a good game. I think we went up by like 20 points, and then by the end of it, we're only up by like 5. So,
yeah, that was the year the tournament didn't happen, right?
It was the year before it, I think.
The year before.
I want to say I went to that in 2019. Well,
it was him, Quickly, and Maxey, I think, right? In the tournament. I'm pretty sure those are the tournament.
It might have been, actually. Yeah, I think you might be right now that you said
Everyone's
that.
saying we would have won the championship that year.
Oh, wait, is that when we lost to Auburn? Are you talking about?
No, we beat Auburn the year I went.
Okay. Well, in the tournament I'm talking about, because Higgins played with Tyler Hero, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was, you're Coleman, you're right. It was with Hero. Okay. That's when we beat them at Auburn and then lost to them in the tournament.
That's right. Yeah, I remember because we beat Auburn. Like we beat them down twice, I'm pretty sure, and then we lose to them in the tournament. So that was that year. Was that when Jamal Baker was playing?
Yes, it was. Well, he wasn't playing, but he was supposed to be playing.
Well, we were saying it should be Jamarch Madness or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, the reason I bring that up, apparently, I think he's playing for Arizona now. He's still playing college basketball. He's a senior this year.
Serious?
Jamal Baker. Yeah. Can you believe that? He's still playing college basketball.
Did he take a COVID year?
That's like the...
he took the COVID year.
Okay.
That's like the Perry dude at Kansas. That's
Perry Ellis.
That's the Perry Ellis plan.
Yeah, one of the things Onion articles I've ever seen, Onion headlines, was Perry Ellis retires after 40-year career at Kansas. That was pretty good.
That's a good one.
William Neat says, what do you guys think when you do the rest of the way? Who do we got to beat? Who can we not lose to? We can't lose to any more South Carolinas. Yeah,
that's right. We can't lose any more South Carolinas. He says we need to stop Grady Dick there, so that would be a start. And that's what I was going to do before Claude called in through the schedule. So we have Kansas at home this weekend. Then we go on the road next Tuesday to Ole Miss. Should win that one. Cross. Ole Miss is 9-11. So then February we got Florida at home, Arkansas at home, Georgia on the road, Mississippi State on the road, Tennessee at home, Florida on the road, Auburn at home, and then we round out March with Vandy at home and Arkansas on the road. So,
I mean,
let's
that's
kind
a
of go
tough
through
schedule.
schedule. So we all think we're winning this weekend, right?
I mean, I want to win.
I'm hesitantly optimistic.
Yes.
Didn't know that was a phrase.
I think that is a perfect description of my opinion.
Yeah, I guess it is for me too, honestly. But okay. Oh, well, let's just kind of go through this really quick. We'll go Caden, Morgan, and then me. At Ole Miss. Caden, we think
Gosh,
at
I don't
Ole
know.
Miss.
Yeah, but it'll be close.
You can't think. You just gotta be like win or loss.
Okay, win.
You gotta channel your inner Cody. When I said at Arkansas, Cody's like loss.
At Ole Miss, barely a win.
Okay, win.
I'm gonna call it an easy win.
Okay, I'll call it a win. I'll be somewhere in between. Okay, Florida at home.
Florida sucks. That's a win.
Okay.
At home, I think it's a win, but I wouldn't discount them. They're decent.
I'll go win. Arkansas at home.
I think we're going to lose that game.
I'm going to say loss, yeah.
I'll go win. Kentucky and Georgia. At Georgia.
I'll call that a win.
Actually.
Would you say loss?
Yeah, I'll say loss. At Mississippi State.
I'll say win.
Yeah, I agree with that win.
Okay, I'll go win. Tennessee at home.
Loss.
They we have the back and forth with them.
They had a terrible game.
Yeah, they did. And we got to have a back and forth with them every year. We'll go to their town and beat them, and then they come to our town, and then they beat us.
Hey, let's lose to them then, and let's beat them in the SEC tournament.
Yeah.
That's a good plan, but I'll probably say loss too. At Florida.
Win.
Auburn and Lexington.
Win.
I'll go with the win. It's
I'll
optimistic.
Yeah, I'll go hesitantly optimistic. Vanderbilt and Lexington.
Win.
Yeah, win.
It's like, is Caden really thinking about this?
Yeah.
I could say Chaminade at home. Oh, God. I'll say, but I don't know, man. Okay, at Arkansas.
I think I picked us losing the first time. I'm going to say loss on this one again.
I agree. Their coach he's just a great coach.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Cal is honestly not a good last 2-minute basketball coach. And that's where he gets beat.
We've observed that. That's for sure. I'll say loss. Yeah, on that one. But Clyde over here says, I'm not worried about anybody. He's like the 12-0 football talk again. None of these
three losses, 3 more losses. That's still a good season. That's going to be a definite tournament team.
I think we had maybe 5, but that would put us around probably a 7 or an 8 seed if we had 11 losses total.
And with a good SEC tournament run, then we could make a run.
Remember the last time we were 7 or 8 seed in the tournament? 2014.
2014
championship. Yeah. Yep. So
that was a good time to be in Lexington.
Nothing is impossible.
Well, that's true. Well, it's we just got to beat Kansas, and then all will be right in the world.
We just got to beat Grady Dick.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about what we should name this episode. We can't name it Talking Dicks. we gotta name it something else.
Yeah.
So we gotta have some.
Can't Google that.
No, you don't want to Google that. No, Briar Humper or whatever. No, you can't Google that. So, man, the inside jokes. You really have to know what we're talking about. You have to be a true Talking Kentucky fan to get some of these inside jokes here. But Clyde says Grady Dick does not worry me. Yeah.
Clyde's not worried about anything.
No.
Good mentality to have. You shouldn't be.
Clyde ain't scared of nothing.
That's right.
There you go. Episode title.
It's a little long. We'll give our little spiel here of stuff while we're thinking of a name before we get out of here. Guys, thanks for tuning in to us. We really appreciate it. As always, like us on Facebook. We're on Facebook as Talkin Kentucky, and then you can subscribe to us on YouTube. We're leaving our episodes up here and on YouTube and on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and everything. And we try to put some funny things, making fun of Louisville and Tennessee on our YouTube channel every now and then too. So be sure to subscribe to that. Then you can support us through Patreon if you would really like to make sure that we can go to games that are better than Florida A&M and stuff. And link in the chat here. So we got that. William Neat says, name it Chaminade. I think we actually already have a Talkin Chaminade, isn't that right? We already have a yeah, it'd be plagiarism against ourselves, so we can't do that. But that is a good name. It's so good that we have already chosen it. So we need something else. Talking Grady just doesn't have the same ring to it.
Then people think we're talking about killing Grady.
Yeah, and we're not, of course. Yeah. Oh, and then we have Twitter too. So you can, follow us on Twitter @_Kentucky if you would like. Yeah, what else did we talk about today? We talked some holidays, we talked Brian Kelly being paid $1 million too much. We talked about McDonald's being door dashed on the floor. Talking doesn't worry me, it says. There's always one that kind of fits. There's Netflix passwords. Could do Talking Netflix could be an option.
Talking Netflix sucks.
Who day?
Talking Bengals. Yeah.
Talking Bengals.
If the Bengals win the Super Bowl, then the episode, I'll go on record saying this. The Bengals win the Super Bowl, our next episode after the Super Bowl will be Talking Bengals in honor of Clyde and Morgan. So
that means I got to watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you got it.
What else are you going to do?
Yeah.
You got to watch the Super Bowl Sunday. Talking Benny's. Talking Morgan. Lisa Marie Scott says. That's
flattered.
Why not? Yeah, I mean, Morgan's a star. He's been on 3 times, and he's a natural. And we were just listening to some of his trumpet recordings last night from back in the day in high school. So
embarrassing. Wow, I appreciate that, but I'd probably sit there cringe a little.
Oh no, they were good. We were sitting there. Yeah, we were talking about NTC, and thought we watched some Morgan Bay NTC videos. So,
oh boy.
That's what I do at night, watch Morgan Bay NTC.
Wait, are those copyrighted? We should Morgan Bay a Ways and Trumpet Sonata in as the outro music to this episode.
Can we do that?
Oh my gosh.
Or Haydn. Yeah, either one.
I can tell you there's no copyright on them, so
there's not.
No. Do with those what you please.
It's David Bay's YouTube. We gotta get permission from him.
Oh yeah, that's
permission
true.
from Dad.
Yeah, he's got all those subscribers for the motorcycle things and stuff. That's all. That's
Can we do a side by side with him?
Yeah, he's posting some business content now.
Yeah, well, he's got the mic set up, man. We can take lessons, podcasting lessons from him.
He's got a whole professional setup over in his office.
That's right. But well, guys, it's been real. It's been fun. Let's go beat Kansas. Let's go beat Grady Dick. And I don't know that name sounds so terrible to say. It's just his name.
Yeah.
It's but it does.
Doesn't feel good.
No. Not talking Cal to Texas. All right. Well,
Talking Cal's back.
Talking Cal's not talking. Please don't go to Texas. Talking Cal's not going to Texas now. We'll name it episode number 36. Talking Morgan.
Oh wow! I'm so honored.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course. Who else? Who else will we name it after? But well, guys, if you haven't already, give us a if you like whatever this is that we're doing, you can give us a rating and follow us on whatever you're listening to us on. That stuff really helps us out, especially on the podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Leaving us a rating and review that hitting the subscribe button. That really helps us actually. So. Well,
leave us a review on Facebook too. Josh Hart's the Lone Ranger there.
He is the Lone Ranger.
Get those Facebook reviews going.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, I'll leave you all. I'll do that right after here. This.
Well, there you go.
We're just gonna say they even named the episode after me.
Yeah, I have to give it a 5 star.
We've named an episode after Clyde and after William Neat too. Or one
nice.
of Terry.
Neat, so.
Yeah.
Well. For Coleman Scott and for Caden Holmes and for Morgan Bay and for Grady Dick, this has been Talking Kentucky, and let's beat Kansas. And we'll see you next time. Go Cats.